All right, so today we worked on substitution in class. We are on lesson 7.4, and we're doing equations in quadratic form. Remember, we're not using the quadratic formula for this, but we're going to use what we call substitution. So quadratic form is ax squared plus bx plus c, and we know all quadratics have to be equal to solve them. Our essential question is, can you recognize and solve equations in quadratic form? All right, the first thing we see is x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. Tell me what you see that is similar. So when I was in class, the first thing I heard was, oh, a negative 5. Yep, that's the b term. And a negative 6. Yep, that was the c term. And what they started to notice is that the x term was now 3x minus 2. So x squared was 3x minus 2 quantity squared. And so we talked about how we could use this term, 3x minus 2, and substitute it in for x. So let's look at the next one. Do you see the next one, how we have 1 over 2x? So again, that's going to be our x term, just like these are our x terms, and we could substitute it in for x. So instead of using x, I'm going to go ahead and use something else, but let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to skip. All right, so let's look at the first one. It says solve x minus 5 root x plus 6 equals 0. So what we're going to do here is we're going to let z, or another letter, a, n, equal root x. Now, people are saying, hey, where do I get that root x? Well, root x is going to be that x term. So I know root x squared is just x. So if I let z equal root x, I know that z squared is just going to be root x squared, which is just x. Okay, so that's where this one gets a little confusing. If I were you, I'd star circle highlight this one, because a lot of times you see these numbers together, this x and this root x, and you have no clue what to do. And there are different ways to solve it, so that's fine, but we can solve using substitution. So I know that this is now going to become z squared minus 5z minus 6, plus 6. So the factors of 6 that add up to be negative 5 are a positive negative 2 and a negative 3, because they have to add up to be negative 5 and multiply to be positive 6. So when I solve, z is going to equal 2, and when I solve the other one, z is going to equal 3. But here's my problem. I'm not solving for z. I'm solving for x. So I have to plug it back into z is equal to root x. So I'm going to do that over here. So if z is 2, we're going to start with 2. 2 is equal to root x. To solve for x, I have to square each side. So 4 is equal to x. So that is one of my solutions. When I plug in 3 to solve for x, I have to square each side, and 9 is equal to x. So because I made my students do it today in class, both of these numbers checked through. X is equal to 4, and x is equal to 9. All right, so let's move on to example 2. This one looks a little easier, and I have it started to work out for you. So notice I have 3x minus 2 quantity squared minus 5 times 3x minus 2 minus 6. And my hint that I give my students always is, let's look at this middle term, the non-squared term, to see how we could solve this. So I'm going to let z equal 3x minus 2. And yes, these all look the same, kind of on purpose. So I end up substituting this 3x minus 2 with a z squared minus 5z minus 6. So we have z and z. What are the factors of negative 6? that add up to be -5. That'd be -6 and +1. So in this case, z is equal to 6 and -1. But hey, I'm not solving for z, right? I'm solving for x. So we have to plug back in here. 6 is equal to 3x minus 2. Add 2 over. 8 is equal to 3x. Divide by 3. X is equal to 8 over 3. Well, I did this one. Now I need to solve for x by putting in -1. I guess I'll go over here. -1 is equal to 3x minus 2. Add 2 over. 1 is equal to 3x. X is equal to 1/3. And again, we already did these in class, so I let all my students solve. All right, knowing what we know now about substitution, what do you think we're going to use for z this time? I'm going to let z equal what? Well, if I knew what I was letting z equal, I wouldn't have written it like that. I know that z is going to equal 1 over 2x. So I have z squared minus 5z minus 6. And yes, they look very similar. So z minus 6, z plus 1. So z is equal to 6 and -1. But I'm not solving for z, I'm solving for x. So z is equal to 1 over 2x. 1 over 2x is equal to 6. And 1 over 2x is equal to -1. And we could just multiply by 2x to get rid of it because we want x in the denominator. 1 is equal to 12x and x is equal to 1/12. Multiply each side by 2x. 1 is equal to -2x, so x is equal to -1/2. All right, how you doing with this substitution? Pretty good? Great job. I'm really proud of you guys. This is a hard lesson. It is one of those things that's on my SAT, ACT cheat sheet just to look over, to remind you before you're taking a test to do this.